the most special and different from other English learning programs. Even though we do not have teachers, but we have each others. So, for each individual speaker, they will have one individual evaluator to help her to improve his or her speech skills. For today, Bruno delivered her C3 speech, and we will have another senior member to give her evaluation for Bruno's C3 speech. So please join me welcome our first evaluator. Oh yeah, right. I was forgot. Sorry. Rewind. This is not my duty. I just made a bad demonstration. Not my duty to introduce the evaluator. I have to introduce someone who was more beautiful than me, who was more smarter than me. Please join me. Welcome today's general evaluator, Emily.
Good evening. Since Cassie already kind of introduced my job as a general evaluator, but it's alright. As a general evaluator, I will evaluate everything about this meeting. But before that, I will help the individual evaluator come out here and evaluate their speakers. And today we have 3 speakers, and 2 of them was the advanced manual, and 1 of them is the CC manual. For our first speaker is Bruno, and he did his C3 speech, which is get to the point. And we will have our very own Michael to do the evaluation. Let's welcome Michael.
Hey girl, can you help me take a photo? Cheesy. Oh, you're so nice. Maybe we can make a friend. Today, Bruno should deliver his speech. The topic is making friends, and it's his C3 speech, and the topic is get to the point. The general purpose of his speech was very clear. She want to let us making more friends. Yes. So he shared his friend, a black friend, yes, a foreign friend, came to Taiwan, and the first tips he shared is don't ask a private question, and maybe you can interact with the friend, such as take a photo and speak their language, and you have to brave enough to talk to people. And the last is treat people nice. And another thing he did very good is he used so many gestures, such as this. It's very good. And he was very humorous. So we have many left. And I would like to give you some advice so you can improve your next speech, such as the first is I think your opening can be director. You don't just say today my topic is making friends. You can just start. You can start your speech with a question or some words, yes, such as, do you like to making more friends, but such as like this. And your conclusion is not strong. You just, you just say something and then finish your speech. Maybe you can say it, maybe you can repeat the point of your content again. And the last is try not to use the script, because your next speech is simple speech. So I think you are not good enough to use with no speech. General evaluator.
Thank you, Michael, for such a wonderful evaluation, and I I think we all learned something from this. Our next evaluation is Ella's first advanced speech, the briefing, and I guess that's from technical presentation manual, right?
No, it's on speech for management.
Speech for management manual, the briefing, and since I don't have that manual, so I don't know what's the purpose of it. And today her evaluator is our President Lulu. Then she'll evaluate Ella's first advanced speech. Let's welcome her.
For the advanced speech, Ella, where's Ella? Okay. She delivers speech by management. The first one is the briefing. The briefing that means you have to sum up all the important information in a short time. So during her speech, she used the examples for Toastmasters. That was a great idea. She used our second ASUS Toastmasters club, which is incredible ASUS Toastmasters club, to introduce the officers and their duties at the same time, which was a good idea. And during whole speech, she gave an example at the same time as well. For instance, the first one, what the president should do is so important for being a president. You need to build your own culture or your own club. I will use that word, cultural, because it's so important when you get in some experience when you visit another club, you will know the atmosphere is different. Each club has their own culture, the atmosphere is different. As mostly is the president wants that happen, and he or she will lead all the team members to become one of them. And that was a good idea what you mentioned for what president should do. And of course, each of the job function mentioned it during the speech. And I hope that you will get ideas as well. And of course, during the speech, the end, you have some Q&A, and also Sean and ask some questions. That was good. I think you answered pretty well with your answers, proper answer. And of course, during the speech, there was something I would like to give some suggestions, especially, I think 2 suggestions. First one, you stand up here, you really get so really busy. When you get here, some people is like, you probably just introduce something, they forgot it's a speech. Because your speech is speech to the management. So that's when you keep giving sum up. What is the purpose? What is the main purpose I do this speech? The speech actually you want to deliver about the club, the officers, what the officers do in the club, why we need to have the officers. You didn't mention that. That was probably you can do that next time. And also important, you have to tell everybody what is the purpose, why we need to have 7 officers or 9, 7, or 10 for the club. So they will feel the responsibility. Yes, I have to make it happen. At the end, when Sean was asked the question, it would be nice if you repeat his question, because we were sitting in the back, we can't really hear because he was talking to me. So if you can repeat his questions again before you answer the question, that would be even nicer. Overall, it's a great speech, and I hope you will learn something.
Thank you, Lulu. And our last but not least is our Patty, and she delivered her A2 speech. And her A2 speech is leaving them with a smile and had to get us from a humorous speech manual, right? Yes. I think the whole purpose is pretty clear that has to leave us some smiles. And her IE is Tim, and he's from Sunshine Toastmaster, and it's our pleasure to have him here to support us tonight. And let's welcome him.
Okay, this is this A2 speech, and the purpose of A2 speech is to leave them with a smile. So, do you laugh at the Kitty speech? Yes, of course, right? It was so funny that, especially I should say that I like the skills that Kitty, some echo, right? I like the skills that Kitty applies in her speech. First of all, it's the pile-up skills. What is pile-up skills? Because in the beginning, the story she gave us the introduction of allergy, and she can breathe in the fresh air in Xitao, and then the facial masks, and then just become funnier and funnier, and at last, she sneezed on the guy's face. So I think, so I think it's just pile up, and then at the end, the punchline is the ending story. So I should say that the pile up, because in the beginning it's funny, it's humorous, but at the end, you make us burst into tears. So I just think this is a very great skill, pile up skill. And the second one is that your body movement, because if you want to deliver a humorous speech, then you, of course, your facial expression and your body movements, your hand gestures are so important. So I think that if you're just standing here and say, oh, I sneeze at you, then you're not that funny, right? So it's at you, and sometimes I love that part is your lady sneeze at you or something like that. I think it's kind of funny. So I think the second skill is very great. And I should say that I love the last one that you sneeze on a guy's face. I think it's so dirty, but I think it's so funny. So I should say that the last part is so great. Okay, this is what's composed of a humorous speech. And for the suggestion part, first of all, I think that maybe you can use some props in your speech. For example, like say, in my bags, I will, the first thing I will, the must be in my bags are not keys, phones, pens, but tissue. Then you can bring a big bag and keys, no, phone, no, pen, no, a big tissue, bring something like that. Okay, this is the first. And the second one is that maybe I think I should say that because you are such a wonderful speaker, so I would expect you to exaggerate your speech more. For example, like you say, you will have 5 sneezes when you wake up. Okay, maybe you say another lady sneeze, but a huge one. You say achoo, but maybe you can louder your voice, achoo, something like that. Okay, and or maybe like at the end part, you say you sneeze on the guy's face, then maybe you can mimic that guy's facial expression like this or short, and you can exaggerate that part. You can say that his face was so wet, something like that. Okay, to exaggerate your performance. And last but not least, maybe I think because the manual requirements to ask you to open your speech with a story and end your speech with a story, but you open your speech with an introduction of allergy. So maybe you can skip the introduction of allergy, and then you can give a very great story, open with a story and end at a story. All in all, I should say that the humorous speaking manual is a very difficult one. And I think only technical and very professional speaker can use this. Congratulations, you did a great job.
Thank you, team, for such a wonderful evaluation. Now we can move on to our next item on our agenda, timer and outcomes report. Maybe how we do speakers? Okay, sure. Okay, so let's do timer first. Can I have Bruno's time?
Wow.
Timer. I want timer.
6:52.
Huh?
6:52.
52. Qualify. Ella.
7:29.
7:29. Qualify. Catchy.
7:49.
Oh,
Disqualified.
disqualified. No.
Don't cry.
Okay, can I have individual evaluator? Michael Shea.
2:51.
Qualify. Lulu Zhen.
3:14.
3:14. And Tim.
3:26.
Qualify. All qualified. Alright, for evaluators. See? Evaluators.
Emily,
Can I have table topic?
if disqualified is not eligible for it.
Yeah, now show for voting.
So you call
When
it
you cannot pick her as the best speaker, I know exactly.
okay.
Okay, can I have the tabletop speaker sign, please?
107,
Qualified. Yay. Can I have Joanna's?
224,
Qualified. First. Can I have Sean's?
116,
Qualified. Can I have Noel's?
1,
Ooh. Can I have Emily's?
123.
123. Okay, our counter, now it's your turn.
Okay.
Can I have Bruno's our count?
Bruno, 2 up,
Good.
and 0 up.
Woo!
Betty, 0 up.
Wow. Michael?
Michael, 0 up.
Ooh.
Lulu, 0 up.
Tim.
Ben, 0 up.
Can I have Ethan?
0 up.
Joanna?
1 up.
Sean?
0 up.
0. Noel?
0.
Emily Shi.
0.
So, no one did really well today. That concludes our counter and timer report, and now is your time to vote for the best in your mind. And you can pick here for best speaker, Bruno, Ella, or best evaluator, the three, Michael, Lulu, and Tim, and the best tabletop speaker here, all 5 of them. And then when you're done, you can pass it to Nelson over there.
Here.
The handsome young fellow over there. Incredible Nelson. Alright. Let's move on to our next session. Our next session is the language evaluator, and our language evaluator is our very own Larry, and he will introduce his job for himself. Let's welcome Larry.
Today I serve as a language evaluator for this meeting, and I will give suggestions about some mistakes in this meeting. And I have to say that you guys did a really good job this day, so I can verify enormous mistake that you made. So it's a little bit difficult for me to do this job, but I would still like to give you my suggestion and correction about your performance here. And now I'd like to start my language evaluation by giving you suggestions about the word usage. I heard someone say cliche. Cliche means that cliche is a phrase or opinion that is overused to the point of losing its original meaning or even irritate the audience. So when you give a speech, you should try to avoid cliche. So this is what cliche means. And mighty means that you have really good power and you're really capable of doing something. You can say this person is really mighty and is very capable of doing something. Distinguished means that outstanding, and we say that we are a distinguished club. We can also say this club is really outstanding. And someone said I'm afraid of heights, and you can actually also say I have acrophobia, or you can say I have altitude sickness, which means the same. Someone said that I come up with some idea or something. You can also say I figure out something. Something occurs to me. All right, I'd like to move on to the grammar part. I heard someone say a lot of something, you can also use the word many or numerous, which can probably be more appropriate. Someone say, lose some directions. I think you should probably say, lose their sense of direction. Someone use the word trouble, during the travel. You can also say during the trip, during the journey. I hold the camera to know the strangers. I think you probably mean that you try to know somebody, so you can probably use the word get to know somebody instead of know somebody. I do something to get to know the strangers instead of I do something to know the strangers. Have a friendship. Should be have friendship. Stand out of comfort zone. Step out of comfort zone, like that. Someone said, true bird, one song, which reminds me the same, which means on the contrary. Two birds, one song can probably mean that you do one thing and you get something more. And the contrary, you can say that you cannot have a kid either, which means opposite. There are still chances for someone to give a speech. There are still chances. Something, I'm scared of something. Something is scared, wrong. You should say something is scary. I'm scared of something. I'm frightened with something. Something is scary. Something is frightening. When I go down the moment that I go down, I didn't see something when I falling down. You should say, I didn't see something when falling down. It was like, here you should not use present tense. You should say when I falling down, or you can say when falling down. Doing action should be taking actions. Some pronunciation about the words that I hear, I forgot to say the words. I like to pronounce in a better way. Recognition. Will you follow? Recognition. Distinguished. Mentor. Complicated. Fortunately. Yeah, I think that's all about today's language evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. And now is my part. Me being as a Genevieve evaluator is to evaluate a whole meeting from the beginning to the end. Everybody sitting in the meeting room is my object to evaluate. And now we have almost completed the meeting. I have to say this meeting is very successful because everybody seems to enjoy this meeting really a lot. And I have to say the meeting thing is very interesting because the first time I saw it, I don't really have an idea about it, but when I asked them about it, it was a very interesting concept. It might be the first time you try something and also might be the last time you ever do it. So I think that's very interesting and it's fitting for the first meeting of the year, but that's not going to be the last meeting of the year. And our meeting is pretty much on time. It's not too much later. And our helper, Timer Frankie, did a wonderful job at introducing the rules. And he's very polite and didn't just make everybody just root out the stage. And our outcounter Kyle and also did a very good job at introducing the rule. Oh, I have to mention, all of them didn't use the script, which that's what all we want for. And Folk Hunter Nielsen is a very new member, but he also knows the role really well, which surprised me. And then moving on to the TME. Our TME tonight is Kathy, and she's also the speaker. Usually, as a VP of this club, I don't allow that kind of thing happen, but I let her do it because she has some assignments she wants to complete. So this is an exception. Usually, we don't let one person take on 2 assignment role in one meeting. Yeah, you. And our teammate tonight, she's very cheerful. She gave us a warm greeting, and she created a very nice environment for us to be relaxed and enjoyed. And she transitioned each speaker really well, and she forced everybody to answer her question, which that's very importantly. Also, she's very humorous, that we all can see that. Moving on to our speaker tonight did a wonderful job, and I'm sure our evaluator has already given an advice, so I don't have to talk about it again. Even though we missed our timer and counter report the first time, but that's fine because we make it at the end. Our table topic session and our table topic master Jack, and give him applause. This is the first time he did it. He did a really good job, and he bring out a lot of interesting questions. I have only one suggestion for you is try not to call people who is not a Toastmaster member already. It might scare them a little bit, but that's alright. She did a good job anyway. And moving on to our evaluation session, our evaluator has introduced all the manual project to our audience, which is really good. And they all finished on time, didn't get disqualified, which was nice. And their suggestions are really constructive, and I'm sure our speaker can follow the suggestion to their next speech. Okay, and then moving on to the language evaluator, very wonderful job. Wonderful job. He teaches us a lot of nice words, and then point out our weakness and point out our strong points. Okay, let's see. All right. I don't really have a lot of suggestions because the agenda look well organized. I have some for our PPE. It's you. I have to be very critical on my own. Our agenda didn't send out earlier enough, which needs to be improved. But I know ASUS is a very, very busy company. They might not have time. And I hope next time we can see the name cards on our guests, because that's our tradition. Let's keep it that way. And don't do that again. That seems very, very mean. I know he didn't come, but let's not cross out his name. Okay. That seems a little bit mean. Overall, this is a very nice meeting, and I enjoyed it really well. And I hope you guys will come back next time.
Yes.
I will give the control back to the TME.
Okay, that's pretty much a wrap up for our meetings. A prepared speech, speaker, and the evaluation. It's always the evaluation who makes us improve. There's always room for improvement. And thank you all for coming today. I will give the control back to our president, who will present. Now is the awarding sessions.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. The end is everyone knows, so they'll give an award for the best performer for tonight. Emily, can we start? Yeah, I know. And for the best table topic speakers, those two. Jen! Congratulations. And where's my cameraman? Michael.
Okay, yeah. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful.
Thank you. Congratulations. evaluators goes to Dean. Congratulations.
21. Handsome.
So the best prepared speech speaker goes to
That's right.
21.
Thank you. And thanks so much for everyone. And before the meeting finished, I would like to make an announcement about, as you know, the spring conference is coming end of April. So before that, we need to have probably some of the club where it's like in-house contest. I know Sunshine needs a judge, right?
Yeah.
You need to end up January 30
Yeah, January 30th.
for the H area or
For our in-house.
for in-house. They
In-house.
need evaluator or judge?
A judge.
A judge. So if you're interested in this position, please let Michael know. And he will contact Tim for further information.
Okay.
And of course, we probably will have that as well, but for our, we already, we will not have the in-house contest, but we need some volunteer for the speech contest, 2 speech contests, and 2 for the table topics. And last year was me, I was on table topics, and Kelly was for the speech contest. And this year she volunteered again, she will do the speech contest. So if you are interested, let me know, and I will assign that for you. And also on January 25th, on Sunday afternoon from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, we have an officer training for Area A. I think for the new clubs, we will arrange that for you. We are in contact with the area governor. And for everybody goes, right? For ASUS Club. Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Okay, that's good. Okay, then no further information. Anyone needs announce something? Make some announcement? No? Okay. Oh, Ella.
Division owner already replied me that for incredible ASUS Toastmasters Club officers, they can go to the training. So I will send out email tomorrow and help you guys to register for the training.